Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for, this is going to be part one of the yearly reading for 2023. We're going to look at your first house in this first row, and we're mostly going to be looking at your approach to 2023 and any new beginnings that could be coming in for you here. You have this, it's crazy that you have this Aries card that says act on it. I mean, Aries is the first house in astrology. Aries isn't necessarily your first house, but it is interesting to me. It's also interesting that we have Jupiter going from Pisces into Aries at the end of December, if you're watching this in December. But if you're watching this in 2023, it's already going to be in Aries. And I think that for you, Pisces, it's going to be an amazing time for action, an amazing time to get moving. And this is pretty much what I've been talking about all of 2022, that, it's going to be an amazing time for you to get moving, for you to start taking action, for you to kind of like really make things happen. So, now is your time. This is like your year, Pisces, or one of many to come, I'm sure. But it's crazy to me also that you have the star and the sun in your third house. I'm going to explain. I'm going to be going through all 12 houses in each part of these readings. And your third house has to do with communication. And it's crazy to me that you have the sun and the star, which is fame and fortune. And all I've been talking about for, a long ass time now is how, it is like time for you to get attention. It is time for you to like be famous or to stand out in some way. And that's what this looks like to me. It looks like you are either standing out or in some way or becoming, like, literally could be becoming famous for some of you. If you're trying to grow anything like a business, a career, this is also amazing. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Four of Swords in this row. So this is coming up in your first house. With the Judgment card here, I literally feel that you could be feeling like you are being reborn at this time. You could be feeling like you're getting a lot of attention, or that you're standing out in some way. The one thing I would say with the Judgment card is, as always, like, these people are standing in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. So, there's something that you have to step out of, or, something like you have to let go of here in your first house energy. And, I feel like this is something that maybe you've been thinking about, whatever you're kind of, it's not really like letting go. I'm more getting like answering the call type vibes here, especially when we go this way. Four Swords, Justice to the Star card. This to me really says that, there's something that makes you special. There's something that, kind of is inside of you, is the feeling I always get for you, Pisces. And this is something that could be like a talent, gift, skill, or ability. And I feel like it needs to be exposed. I think it's something that you need to let out of yourself. It could require the help of other people as well, because in that third house energy, you have the co-create card. So if you have like a talent, gift, skill, or ability, or something you're working on, you might need like other people to help you, or you might need other people to kind of like help you get the word out, or whatever you want to call it. But you're definitely hoping and praying for blessings. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. I feel like it's going to be like a pretty stable year for you financially. We're going to look at your finances in the next row, and I can already tell you that it looks pretty good to me. So, and you just have amazing stuff here in general. So, I think financially it's going to be a good year for you. But Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. I wouldn't be jumping to, like, if you're working on any projects or businesses, or if you need something done around your house or whatever, I would be thinking about being resourceful. Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't necessarily like spend money. And it's kind of weird how this is popping into my head. Like, I feel this entire year, 2023, it's like money's going to be good for you, but I also wouldn't be thinking about spending money either. Like, it's kind of weird how it's popping into my head. Like, I think things are going to be fine. But I think if there's like, really, I just realized that I knocked my microphone, so hopefully you could hear me that whole time. But, what I would say is, really, I feel like this is more just asking you to be resourceful. It's like saying you might have $10 billion in your bank account, but if you don't have to spend money, I feel like this is saying, don't spend it for whatever reason. I'm wondering, we're going to look at your finances in the next row, and I'm wondering if there might be some like opportunities for you to like invest your money. So if it's like, if you're spending money, then you're not going to have the money to invest, or something like that. We'll see. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way, to clarify. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this order card. See, I feel like you're bringing order to your finances, and this is probably why you're not spending like crazy. It kind of sounds boring, but at the same time, I think that you've learned probably since a couple years ago, you had Uranus in your second, which is like literally the worst place for Uranus to be. And, I think you learned, how to create more healthy financial habits. Let's put it that way. And I feel that's what this order is talking about, is that you're creating more financial habits. It's kind of weird that maybe this year, 2023, is maybe the first year that you're actually kind of putting those healthy things into practice. This is showing up in your first house here. So, in your first house energy. So I feel like some of you, it's kind of like something that you are beginning this year, this like more financial healthy habits or whatever you want to call it. With the Judgment card, you have this Secrets card. There could be some secrets that are being exposed at this time, or secrets coming out in your life, especially with the Judgment card and the Secrets card. Some things could be kind of being revealed in your life. I mean, Neptune and Pisces to me is like a very secretive, kind of like a very secretive energy in general. I kind of feel with this card, it's actually encouraging you to like look into some secrets. I feel like it's encouraging you to, kind of look into things, anything that you're interested in, anything that you want to create in your life. I feel it's kind of saying, do your research. With the Four of Swords, you have this health card. It's hilarious that I said that your financial health, and it definitely looks to me like you could be very focused on your financial health. I also feel you could be working on your just regular old health this year. Your first house can have a lot to do with health, like your appearance, how you appear to the world, and just your health in general. So, it's not the house of health, but it is a house of health, I would say. So definitely a good time for, you have the Four of Swords, so resting, relaxing, recovering, taking care of yourself. A lot of Virgo energy here as well. So, focusing on purity, pure foods, pure whatever would probably be a good idea for you. Next, in the area of your finances, we're looking at your second house here, and this is going to have to do with, of course, money, finances, making it rain this year, Pisces. You have this Phoenix card. I like this. It says, they couldn't stop you. You're coming back stronger. That could definitely be for some of you. This is all a test of strength, pushing you beyond your comfort zone. So for some of you, I feel like you're just having a rebirth in your finances. And for others, I don't think anyone's really trying to, or has tried to stop you. I mean, of course, maybe for some of you that's possible, but for the most part, I feel like this is more talking about, people just not understanding like how you've been able to come so far, Pisces. I think I said this to you in one of your last readings, but especially financially, it's like, I think that the funny thing is, it always pops into my head for you, is that financially, I think people are going to say like, oh, they got lucky, or, oh, they, whatever, someone gave them money or whatever. And it's like, people don't realize like what you have been through. And, I feel like they don't realize how far you've come and all the challenges that you've had to experience financially. And that's really more of what this is talking about. Intuitively, that's what I feel. I wanted to clarify this. You have this exploring card. It says you're exploring different potential paths to success. Love it. I feel like there's a bunch of paths to success, and I feel like you're going to be experiencing them all, Pisces. I really don't see this as just like one thing. I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you. You do have the Seven of Swords, the Justice card, and the Temperance card. I do feel for like a small percentage of you, Pisces, that, there could be a person who, was upset about something like a loss. Maybe you broke up with a person or something here, and they tried to get back at you with this Seven of Swords energy. Like I said, I wouldn't even worry about it because it looks like you are with that Phoenix card. It like doesn't even matter. So there you go. I do feel for some of you that, again, if you have an ex or something, they could be upset with your, glow up here, Pisces, or they could be upset that you're like finding success. I mean, Star and Sun next is freaking amazing. And what I would say here is that they might be, I don't think they're really doing anything, but I do feel like there could be some toxic behavior. You do have the Secrets card, but you also have the Justice card. So, you could be seeing someone get their karma. I always say that we can't really watch for karma. I don't think karma works like that. And especially if we're paying attention to it. I'm like, I always get comments from people that are like, is this person going to get karma? I'm like, no, because you're paying attention to it. It's like, we can't like be hoping that someone gets karma. Then the universe is like, no, you're not trusting that they're going to get their karma. So we have to just kind of like, that's why you have to forgive and move on, I believe, personally. And what I would say here is that's definitely possible. What I would also say here is, again, the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. He is stealing these swords from an army that's like right above my finger here. And he's stealing those swords so that they can't be used against him in battle. Right next to that Queen of Pentacles, right next to that Order card, I definitely feel like you need to be, it's like money is good for you. It's like such a weird feeling for me And I'm a Pisces, so I remove myself from these readings when I do these readings, but sometimes they do still apply to me. But what I would say is that it's such a weird feeling. It's like money is good, but it's also the reading is also saying be tactical. I think the universe just doesn't want you to waste money, and maybe the universe just wants you to be prepared for it. To me, again, like I said earlier, it looks like the universe wants you to be prepared. There you go. I'm awake, phone, but I also feel like the universe wants you to be prepared for some sort of opportunity where maybe it's going to require money. Like, there could be like an investment opportunity, an opportunity to move or travel. And I feel like it's saying if you waste a bunch of money, even if money is good, then you're not going to be able to maybe afford it, or maybe it's just going to be a little bit more challenging. But it's like a good opportunity. This isn't like, oh, you're going to break your leg and end up in the hospital, so you need the money. This is like, oh, a big opportunity is coming in for you, so don't waste your money. Next, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. Again, pretty much until 2033. This is the rule that I personally follow, and I suggest everybody else does as well. Invest in situations that invest in you in all areas of your life. This is coming up in your second house of material goods, finances, a little bit of work as well, and things like that. And what I would say here is that anything you're putting your energy into doesn't give energy back to you, and especially financially. I also feel like some of you could be going through, I'm getting a million things in your reading in general, as always, Pisces, but I also feel some of you could be going through like a divorce or separation here. But again, this would be very good, the Justice card. I feel like this could say things are kind of going in your favor. You have the Temperance card here. Again, I get a million things here. For those of you that have a career or business, I feel like this is saying that you're like very, very close. You can see here that this is the path to glory, and it's going up to this crown, that glowing crown there, Pisces. And I kind of get this feeling that you're very close to something. I always say that the Temperance card to me kind of represents needing to like massage something into place. It like kind of says that something just needs a little bit more work. So I do feel this is saying like don't give up on any projects or businesses that are close but not close. I feel like this is saying no, keep trying new things. This angel is willing to stand there all day long pouring water back and forth until they turn their situation around. It's really telling me that you have the power to fix any situation in your life, but also things could be going very well. You could have a business that's going very well, and the Temperance card can say you can make it better. Why not? With the Seven of Swords here, you have this Restlessness card. Again, Seven of Swords, he has these polka dots on his cloak here, Pisces. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have more fun. When we are restless, usually we're being too dull. Usually we're too focused on work. We're not enjoying our hobbies or doing things that we enjoy in life or whatever. So I definitely feel, just looking at Pisces astrology in general, I know that this is going to be a hard work year for you, Pisces, where you want to work hard, and it's because you're getting results. I think when Pisces sees results on the things that they're working on, of course we want to work hard. Of course we want to put energy into projects and things like that. And so I feel like this is saying that's great. You're going to want to work hard, but also make sure to balance it out. With the Justice card, you have this Domination card here. I feel it. You are definitely dominating. I would say especially if you have a career or a business that involves getting attention, you have the Star and the Sun here. So again, if you have a business that involves like YouTube or, whatever, Instagram, whatever you kids do nowadays, I would say that I feel like you are dominating just in general, especially in work or business. With the Temperance card, you have this Authority card. I feel like you should, it's kind of weird. I feel like this should be a focus of yours, Pisces, especially with the Sun and the Star. Again, that's fame and fortune. And I feel like some of you, it's coming up in the area of communication. Some of you literally could be becoming an authority figure, especially if you're like an expert, if you're trying to become an expert, if you're trying to teach something or whatever. I literally feel you have the opportunity to become an authority, to become like a recognized figure in the world, and not just in your own little world, like out in the world. So I definitely feel that energy here for you. This is definitely a very good reading. Next, in your third house, we're going to be looking at what's on your mind. Again, there are many, I forgot to say this, but there are many aspects to every single house. I just picked what I thought would be the most important. So we're going to be looking at what's on your mind here. And you have this co-create card. The third house, I'm also getting learning and traveling. Again, the third house can have a little bit to do with learning, and the things that we learn, it can also have to do with travel, siblings, neighbors, things like that. But, I'm kind of, travel for some reason is popping into my head here. Wouldn't surprise me if some of you did more traveling this year, more moving around, things like that. I also do feel that, kind of like I said at the beginning of the reading, if you have a business, there could be an opportunity for you to really kind of, put things out into the world, but I feel like help would be a good idea for you. It's like you can see the difference here. That owl can sit on that tightrope, but that cheetah probably can't get on this tightrope. It's like they need each other to get to two different places. And so I feel for some of you, this is kind of saying that, focus on your strengths this year, especially with the sun and especially with the justice card as well. We should be efficient with the justice card because it is cause and effect. So I'd be making sure that you're being efficient. But again, I feel there's a lot of attention, obviously. You have the star, the sun, and the Ace of Cups coming in here. I do feel like there could be love communication. You end with the love card. We're going to talk about this in a minute, and the Knight of Cups. So there could be communication coming in for you in love. Could be a water sign or an earth sign. You also have Leo and Aquarius showing up here. You have basically everything here. Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, and Scorpio as well. But you have basically everything here. So I do feel like there could be communication coming in for you for as far as love is concerned. It's not immediately clear to me like where this communication is coming from, other than the sun to me can say that you should be getting attention. So if you want love, I'd be socializing, spending time with friends. Again, the sun to me kind of suggests that it would be in public with friends. So yes, you have to leave the house, Pisces. But the other thing I would say here is, again, invest in things. Invest your energy into things that cause your heart to overflow, whatever that means for you. I mean, the sun is literally a card of joy and happiness, and I feel that should be your focus this year on things that bring you more joy, that bring you more happiness. You're just going to attract more of it very quickly. It's a very good manifestation year. The other thing is that the sun has it has these like squiggly rays and these straight rays on it. The sun is actually a combination of the sun and the moon energy, so it's kind of like both. And that is popping into my head. I rarely, if ever, use that meaning for the sun, but, I feel like for some of you, the moon kind of represents something that exists like up here that you need to bring down to earth. So some of you literally could be manifesting a dream here on earth. Next, you have the star here. So I do feel like there are some opportunities coming in for you here with the star. I feel like some of you could be manifesting a lot of success with this energy as well. I would also say, I feel like you need to, pick one thing and work towards it. You can see here that she has this, one star right here. And, what I would say is I feel like you need to focus on that one star. I feel like you need to focus on one thing, like having having kind of like a mantra, your own little motto or whatever you want to call it. That's what I would do with the star. The star is about having a North Star, which is just having a purpose that you come up with on your own. And for some of you, I feel like you could be discovering your purpose here, especially with that, the Judgment card showing up here is that, the Judgment can be your purpose, and the star is about working towards your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, that's fine too. What I would say is just pick a goal and pick something that you work towards, and don't get distracted. It's definitely popping into my head with that star card. So let's see here, Pisces. With the star, you have the exaltation card. I'm telling you right now, it's almost like the universe is blessing you this year, and that makes a lot of sense with Jupiter entering into your second. Again, when it enters into our second, that's usually when we get the rewards, even if Jupiter is not your second house. Again, I know plenty of Pisces where, Aries is like their 11th house or their 12th house or something. So, depending on when you were born, it might not be your second, doesn't matter, but I definitely feel there are blessings coming in for you because of all the work that you've been doing for many years. And I also feel like something is kind of like your divine purpose, with that star card. You are meant to do something, and it's like you're working on it. So because of that, you're receiving blessings. With the sun, you have this extremism card. I would definitely be careful of extremism for the rest of your life. I mean, in 2025, we have Neptune moving into Aries as well. And, my problem with Neptune and Aries is literally extremism. I talk about this all the time, how Neptune and Aries, we might see the rise of cults again, for example. I think that, but again, we shouldn't be scared of this, of course. Neptune and Aries, it's not there yet. But again, I've kind of been feeling that energy. So I encourage people to not listen to anyone. Listen to yourself, in all areas of your life. And this is coming up in your third house, which is the things that you think. So number one, be careful of extreme thinking yourself, thinking in extremes. Use your justice powers to balance things out, right? But the other thing is, I would avoid extremists in general, gurus and things like that. And I would come to your own conclusions. It's the only warning that you have here so far. With the star card, the Ace of Cups, you have this practicality card. I do feel like there's a very straightforward, practical connection coming in for you if you want love. And again, very different. Look at these two ox right here, these two bulls, whatever. I feel for some of you, there's a person who kind of like wants to put in the work, just as much work as you do. And I feel like you need to see it, which we kind of see in your last row, which is going to represent your fourth house. Your fourth house, of course, is home and family, and it also can represent like new foundations. And I kind of feel for some of you that this really is talking more about foundations, the kind of like building the foundations to future success. For a lot of you, I feel this could, of course, be in love. You have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the King of Pentacles in this row. So I feel like you are looking for the King of Pentacles, which is like someone who like is there permanently in your life. So, sorry, now I have the hiccups, but someone who won't just leave you, someone who actually puts the work in, and someone who isn't lazy. And these are all the things that are popping into my head, but I feel like that's exactly what you've experienced right here. I feel like you've like experienced breadcrumbing and people who are very stingy with their energy, and I feel like this is saying that you're not tolerating it any longer. And again, I feel like you need to open up with that Four Cups is what I'm trying to say, because I feel like this type of person is coming in for you. I feel like someone, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to, but I feel like there's literally someone who wants something permanent, who wants to really put the work in and all that other stuff. And, I feel this could be like a real knight in shining armor, someone who really sweeps you off your feet. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracting here, but I do feel for those of you that want love, this is kind of like saying, open up to it. Like, don't allow your past experiences to control your future reality, right? And I feel like this is something much better. I also literally feel that this is you working on your foundation, working on the foundation to your dreams. I always say that the Knight of Cups, he's normally looking into that cup. He is dreaming of his future life, like what he wants. He's standing in front of the water there, and he's in the desert, but he could easily plant seeds in front of that desert. So it doesn't matter that he's in the desert. He could easily plant seeds there, and they would grow. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's saying, it's time to get moving, Pisces, on some sort of goal, wish, or dream that you have. Let's see. With the Knight of Cups there, you have the enthusiasm card. I would literally follow your enthusiasm, especially at this time, because that could be your guide. Like if you are feeling enthusiastic about some sort of new idea, then it's probably something that you should move towards. I do feel like you could be attracting a person who is also very enthusiastic, and that might be like a trait that stands out to you about this person. I feel like they're very fun, but I do feel they're kind of like enthusiastic about you. This is Sagittarius. I do feel, it's kind of weird because I do feel for like a very small percentage of you maybe that this could be a Sagittarius that is entering into your life. But for most of you, I feel it's just saying there's a person who's enthusiastic. With the Four of Cups, you have this riches card. I am telling you right now, this is like the year that your chickens come home to roost, as they say. I feel you've been working your butt off, Pisces, and there is definitely success and riches on the way into your life. This is based off of things that you have worked for. I also feel if you're attracting a person, that you are attracting a person who is very like wealthy in the sense that, they're abundant. I feel like they have a lot to give, and that's probably the thing that you will notice the most. I feel like you're noticing, it's kind of weird because I feel like you're noticing little games that people from the past played. Like especially with that secrets card and the judgment card, if you've dealt with people who would like ignore you all day and be like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep at night, or, any of those games that people play nowadays, I feel like you are recognizing like all these games. And now it's like you realize, I feel like some of you are realizing that you really haven't been in like a great relationship. And this is like finally a good relationship is what I'm trying to spit out here. So definitely someone who's like very giving, very caring. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Control card. It's like the World card. You can see that he's like literally sitting on the world, and there's an Ouroboros right here, but it kind of looks like the World card, and I do feel that the Ouroboros in the tarot, for example, but just in general, can represent reinvention. I literally feel that you are probably reinventing yourself, and this could have to do with you becoming like an authority in life or getting some sort of attention. So that's amazing. We're going to pull 3 cards now. I'm going to do one question as well. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. If you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 cards together as a personalish reading, but pause now because I'm going to put all 3 of these together. Pisces, damn. You have the 10 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Ace of Cups. So amazing. Definitely could be love coming in for you. Doesn't surprise me that you have the Ten of Pentacles because, as I've been saying all year, I think everybody's focused on the Ten of Pentacles, which is building or leaving a legacy. And, especially in love as well, I feel like people are looking for something that they can build like permanently with a person. So if you're asking about love, this is definitely love. I feel like it's new love. So if you're asking about past love, I would say no. But I do feel there could be a new connection coming in for you. I also feel like some of you are coming out of the darkness with that moon card. Like maybe it's been like things haven't been immediately clear in life in general. And I feel like there's like a certain amount of clarity coming in off of these cards that I'm getting. So I definitely like to see that. I'd also say yes if you have a yes/no question as well. But damn, Pisces, this looks really good. This is part 1 of 3, so there will be 3 more of these coming up in the near future this month before we enter into 2023. We're going to cover all 12 houses. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.